Christina Rees. I am a writer and broadcaster and commentator, and for many years I campaigned within the Church of England for the rights of women to be treated equally alongside men and to end discrimination against women in the Church of England. And I have also spoken out a number of times for the human rights abuses in Iran to be brought to an end, and for Iran to become a free and democratic country again, and for the current regime to stop its terrorism and its human rights abuses, which is what it is. The recent withdrawal of the United States from the Iran nuclear deal has caused a lot of anxiety, and not only for the remaining partners in the joint comprehensive plan of action, but also for the rest of the international community that cares about Iran and about peace in the area. The reality is we don't know how the Iran nuclear plan is going to play out with or without the United States. Mrs. Maryam Rajavi says that unless that the current regime is ended, that there can never be peace in Iran, and that it will not be enough for people to support the present regime, because it will never result in the goal of peace and in the elimination of the nuclear threat of Iran. And already we've seen the current regime threatening to start producing uranium again in, and I quote, industrial quantities. And that is just because one of the partners in the nuclear deal pulled out. Now, we saw an uprising last year, late in 2017, and in January of this year, 2018. And it shows that the people of Iran want to change. And they want to change because they want a free and democratic Iran. And this is what the NCRI is promising to bring in. And the gathering next month in June in Paris is always a fantastic gathering. It's so many thousands of people go, and it puts the whole situation of human rights and the terrorism and the abuses in the past as well as in the present that's going on the map, on the international map. And this gathering is happening at the end of June. And of course, there will be many speeches there, all calling for an end to the clerical regime with its terrorism, its suppression of people, and it's always the threat of creating nuclear armament. So I can only lend my support to the NCRI and Mrs. Maryam Rajavi and to all the people of Iran, and hope that very soon the world will take notice, that the United Nations Security Council will call for an investigation into the human rights abuses that have happened in Iran, both historic and more recent, so that we can see Iran having a positive future, free from these horrendous human rights abuses.